Hey guys, we're back here on Combat Culture. Sorry for that. We had a power outage here at the studio. We are so sorry that happened. We are in the middle of round number 3. 2:53 left to go in the round. I'm Matt Ryan. This is Brendan Sokler. So sorry about that, guys. Something that was out of our control, and we're so completely sorry about that.
But we're back. I heard we missed a Canadian destroyer, a couple of chair shots. Fucking wild. But Israel Adesanya putting a neck crank, a standing neck crank, and trying to go for a knee to Robert Whittaker's head. And both men squaring up. 2:25 left in the third round of this championship fight. Both men going for big body kicks. Izzy nearly kicking him in the nards.
Have to. And we are live on Combat Culture. I'm Matt Ryan. This is Brendan Sokler. What's going on, everybody? We are back here. Whittaker on the ground. A minute 55 left to go.
Taking the back of Adesanya. Adesanya is standing right now with a strong base. Whittaker trying to grapevine the leg and get that takedown from the back. So far unsuccessful. Up against the cage is Whittaker and Adesanya. Adesanya nearly going to a knee for a second. Pulling right back up is Izzy. Still in control of the back is Robert Whittaker. Right now with a vice-like grip that Izzy seemingly cannot break. My goodness. And Whittaker trying to put his leg over Adesanya's leg in order to take him down. And we get a break from this hold. Israel Adesanya having the center of the octagon. And changing position. Whittaker in center. Adesanya pushing.
Standing in the center, well, pressing up against the fence now is Whittaker. His back nearly against it, having to dance around. Nothing really good happening, guys. We had a complete power outage here, which was the fucking dirt worst. We are so sorry that happened. Let everybody know that we are back online here.
Holy shit, what a leg kick by Izzy.
Adesanya's been working that leg, though, the entire time.
Strategy, Matt. That is what we are looking at right now.
That is how the game is played here in the main event here tonight. I'm bumfuzzled right now as we try to deal with everything that's going on. Adesanya eating a couple of shots right now from Whittaker. 10 seconds left to go in round number 3. We're about to head into championship rounds, Brendan.
I mean, I did not think we would make it this far, Matt, but honestly, the game of human chess that these two have been playing has been incredibly methodical. From what I can tell, I got Izzy for the first 2, maybe Whittaker for the third. The takedown and the significant control of the back is something that we have to account for. But if we look at significant strikes, I think it's still Izzy pretty highly ahead, but not necessarily in the third round. A bit less cool. Maybe I'm reading too much into the facials of Adesanya, but I think we're in for a banger of a fourth round.
Yeah, I'm ready for this fourth round, and I apologize, everybody, once again.
Power outages suck, kids. Yeah. Not a fan.
We had too many people in the room, and it drew the power away from our stream, and it caused us to implode. You guys are too powerful.
Too strong.
Too powerful of an audience.
Too strong. Here we go. Beginning of round number 4. You have a rather winded-looking Bobby Knuckles. You have a slightly more tentative than you'd expect Israel Adesanya. But here we go.
Respecting the former champion is what he's doing right
That is honestly what is happening. 2 of the best. I mean, just 2 of the best to do it in the middleweight division. Like, hot damn.
Whittaker landing a left hand after feigning that knee kick. Another knee kick that time by Whittaker. Round number 4 for the UFC Middleweight Championship. Just trying to find a lane here is Adesanya to remain UFC Middleweight Champion.
What do you think are the keys to that victory, Matt?
He's got to... Well, he may not be able to knock him out, but he's going to have to do something to just completely stifle any of the momentum that Whittaker has. He's going to have to just continue to keep Whittaker on his back foot. try to keep the fight standing, and make sure that in no way does Whittaker find any daylight. He's got to make sure there's no daylight between them. And then a quick Muay Thai clinch, Whittaker finding his way to eating a knee to the body, but throwing a left hand to Adesanya.
It's something right now where aggression and octagon control, as you were saying, were the keys to victory. Like, it is honestly something where this is a very close fight. So whoever's throwing that higher level of output and controlling the center more, I think has this.
Yeah.
This also would be a very convenient time. Ooh.
Oh, Adesanya taken down again by Whittaker. Whittaker putting him in the Luther Campbell position. Backpacking him now is Whittaker. Adesanya going for the RNC. Adesanya in trouble. Whittaker trying to finish the fight here in the 4th round. Backpacking. Adesanya now the taller fighter in a world of trouble, having to carry around the 184 extra pounds.
And slips out.
What a fucking rhythm there.
No, truly. And also impressive chin work by Adesanya, really tucking in and making it very difficult for Whittaker while in full backpack to capture that RNC. Now I believe the pressure really has to go to Izzy to really try to put some output, because that is a big round-winning maneuver.
Yeah, certainly. And with 2:45 left to go in the round. Shout out to Emmanuel Ricardo from Jersey City, our home away from home. 2:40 left to go. And on his back foot now, Whittaker pressed up against the fence, and Adesanya trying to throw out some style bender shit, not landing.
This is so much closer than I anticipated, Matt.
2:25 left to go in round number 4. I felt this one was going to be a tough fight. I thought Adesanya would have it handled, but I knew it was going to take until the later rounds until we really saw a difference between these two fighters.
But right now, it feels like that difference seems to be going in Whittaker's direction.
Yeah. Oh, head kick missed once again by the champion. Not willing to step in deeper to the triple jab. That time from Adesanya. 1:57 left to go in round number 4. Matt Ryan, Brendan Sokler calling the action. We're glad a lot of you are able to rejoin us here on Combat Culture. Leg kick that time landed by Whittaker.
I would be very curious to see some of the fight metrics of these last 2 rounds.
Yeah.
This has been surprisingly close.
Leg kick again by Adesanya, but he eats another left from Whittaker, and then a buggy whip left leg kick, head kick, followed by a leg kick by the champion. Punch to the right underneath the armpit, almost a heart punch by Adesanya. Whittaker back into the swing of things. 1:18 left to go. We take a look at the significant strikes here. 17-7 for Adesanya. Adesanya has landed more significant strikes in every round. 17, 13, 18, and 11. Whittaker 7 and then 10 in every other round. Shout out to Justin in Norman, Oklahoma. Boom, a sooner. Minute left to go in the round. Adesanya missing with the double jab. 57 seconds left to go in the round. And those significant strikes. We are in Texas, and remember the Texas judging's a little different than everybody else's judging. And, Whittaker landing a left, but Adesanya landing one of his own.
I mean, when you get into the difference between 11 to 10 in punches,
yeah,
when there's takedowns, it doesn't do as much for you. I gotta give this 4th so far to Whittaker.
When it comes to significant strikes, Whittaker got the takedown, but Adesanya has found ways to control the pace of the fight. This could be Whittaker's round, but
it's close.
Yeah, it's very close. I think we're gonna get down into the nitty gritty here. Round 5's to make or break round for either fighter. I don't know if Adesanya is prepared to take a loss like this. I don't know what can happen left. I don't think the middleweight division. I don't know if the UFC is ready for Adesanya to lose. And we will go to the 5th round here. Kind of a trend for both of these fighters, Brendan.
Well, yeah, and it's also something where unless it's an emphatic win of some kind, I think you have to run it back.
Yeah, well, no, either if whoever gets the win here, probably will get the. We will be running it back.
Yeah, I mean it is as close a fight as can be.
Yeah. And we're glad you guys are joining us here tonight.
Thank you for being with us,
and thank you for coming back to us. We don't have everybody back, but if you're back, you're back, and we hopefully will keep. If you let everybody know on social media that we are back, we are live, we are here on Combat Culture right now. Stanley Franklin asking, is it 2-2? I'd say so. I missed a decent chunk of the third round because I was trying to fix the power issue here.
I would say we got Izzy for the first two, and then Bobby for the second two. And I think it all comes down to this. You see cool, calm, and collected on both men's faces. They know what is at stake, and they are prepared for violence as they enter the center of the octagon.
And it is round number 5, the 5th round, brought to you by Crippling Depression. 4:51 left to go. Raiden has it 3-1 Whittaker. That is an interesting change of pace here. 15 seconds gone by, and a right hand led by Adesanya after avoiding a couple of shots from Whittaker. 4:39 left to go in the round. Jesse Holland in the chat saying Whittaker already beat Cannonier at UFC 254, so he can plan for an immediate rematch if Izzy loses. Yeah, that makes complete sense to me. Thank you, Senpai. 4:24 left to go in the round. Standing in the center of the octagon is Adesanya. Whittaker stepping right in, but eats a left jab and a leg kick. Adesanya getting out of the way of that left hook from Whittaker. 4:11 left to go. In the 5th and final round, Whittaker continuing to stay on his bicycle. 4:05 left to go in the round, and Whittaker just finding a way to stay away from Adesanya, but Adesanya's reach is still a killer here. Switching up the stance is the champion. Leading with the right leg, throwing a left body kick, landing it to the midsection. Whittaker looking a little fakakta there, trying to, like, drunken style, trying to avoid some shots.
Well, he took some big shots to the midsection right there. And I don't know if you've had an upset tummy, Matt, but you don't want to get kicked in it.
Well, the amount of... Look at me. All I have is an upset tummy. Left hand. Oh, what a straight left from Whittaker. 3:28 left to go in this one. And it's a back and forth, belly to belly. And it's 3:21 left to go. Both men standing in the center of the octagon. Pacing around, Whittaker leading with the left hand. Both men measured here. Leg kick missed by the challenger. Landed by the champion to the kneecap of Adesanya. Whittaker trying to go for a takedown. Adesanya grabbing at the neck. Grabbing right into a choke position. Whittaker fighting out of it. Not wanting to get tapped out here by the former kickboxing champion. Oh, another straight left hand. Oh, pardon me, a right hand and look like a potential eye poke. Glove tap, and we'll move on with 2:45 left to go.
Herb Dean calling a timeout right now.
We'll take a deep breath here.
Yeah.
Jesse Holland saying, what is Sean Strickland doing in the impact zone?
Oh, no.
And we'll roll right on. 2:40 left to go in round number 5. Adesanya putting the pressure on Whittaker. Whittaker working off of his back foot this entire fight. And that has been the weird part of this, is Whittaker working off of his back foot, not being the aggressor. And I think that's going to prove a lot to the judges, too. I think that's going to be another takedown attempt, and Whittaker gets the takedown, isolates the midsection, but Adesanya getting right back up in a pseudo-Luther Campbell position, face down, ass moderately up, and Whittaker trying to do a trip takedown. The champion trying to pass the leg and trying to spin out of this. Reverse waistlock applied by Whittaker. Whittaker holding on with dear life, interlocking his left hand on his right wrist to keep the champion where he is. And Whittaker trying to pass through Adesanya. Now trying to grab the right leg, and Adesanya does a jumping knee while his other leg was completely held by the champion. Adesanya tapping his head after getting kneed in the dome by Robert Whittaker.
I mean, what do we even say about that exchange? Because you had Whittaker controlling him, but not really getting any level of advancement.
The takedown is a point, but to be completely honest,
he didn't. But he got right back up.
Yeah, he got right back up, and Whittaker didn't do anything with that takedown except expend energy, missing on a flurry of shots as Whittaker. 1:07 left to go in the round.
This is a moment for Adesanya to channel his inner Vanderlei right
Up
now.
Another takedown attempt by Whittaker. Adesanya trying to fight out of it. Under a minute now, 55 seconds left to go before the scorecards. Adesanya almost tripped up by Whittaker. 50 seconds now left to go in the 5th round. A lot of people right now predicting a new champion in the chat. because of those 4 takedowns. Yet again, we're in Texas, guys, so I don't trust where we are with judging there. Jesse Holland in the chat saying Texas judges playing Wordle right now.
Fair. But right now, Robert Whittaker having so much control against the cage throughout round 5 that right now I can't help but score it for him. You need Israel to really show something.
Oh, stifling that takedown. Adesanya getting out of it into double underhooks. But now he's asking the crowd to cheer him on. 10 seconds left to go in this one. And we are going to go to the scorecards here in Houston. A foot stomp by Whittaker, and this is how we will end a 5-round battle. Both men showing respect, giving each other a hug. Gotta wonder who's gonna walk out with this one. I don't know if Whittaker did enough for the judges. This is for the judges to turn the tide and give him the fight on and make it a title change. That's the thing. DC asking, what does Texas favor? They favor violence. And both men warriors holding each other's hands up.
You said it earlier. They were having a hug, but also that's entirely what happened in round 5. It wasn't much advancement, but when you are talking about octagon control as a factor, then it is certainly interesting. Also, Conor McGregor having a message to the MMA world.
And you can't see it because it's all white screen saying, guys, I'm horny.
So, there's that.
Thanks, Conor.
I honestly don't know who wins this. I feel like it's Whittaker. I feel like you then run it back. I think it is an interesting strategy that he had, being as wrestling focused as he was and also suckering in Izzy repeatedly because he's so known for his aggression. You don't get called Bobby Knuckles for being like, Robert, come to me. Like, that's not who he is. What the fuck did we just watch?
Raiden Thacker says 49-46, Whittaker Toker 88. You gotta beat the champ. Doesn't sound like he did that.
I don't think he did that, but this isn't pro wrestling. It's not beat the man. It's, can you control him against the octagon? Can you get the most number of rounds? And I would argue that Whittaker did that. But this is also Texas judges, and you never leave it to the judges.
Austin Crossley making a good point. Getting taken down 4 times means you don't have octagon control. Yes, that's implied.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, is Whittaker seemingly had octagon control.
But I don't trust these judges. I don't trust them to look at it that way.
I don't trust him. I don't like him. And if I met him in the street, probably stick up my nose at him.
All right, well, let's go to the official scorecard here. I will be playing Bruce Buffer.
Here we go.
After 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the decision. The judges score the fight 48-47, 48-47, and 49-46 for the still UFC Middleweight Champion via unanimous decision. 49-46 is a bit much. 48-47 seems accurate, as Israel Adesanya will remain the UFC Middleweight Champion. I told you that the takedowns mean something. But they mean something, but they don't amount when you look at the significant. It was a 4-to-1 significant strike ratio. When you look at it that way,
I get that. I understand that. I think part of me wonders, how much do takedowns and octagon control really mean if you're
and
not
also
advancing?
It's like it's the I think it comes down. MMA judging is still fairly new. MMA judging in Texas, fairly new. Correct. When you look at it like that, and you look at the takedowns are important, but when you don't do anything with them. We saw in the 5th round that takedown really didn't materialize into anything else but an
having done a takedown.
Yeah.
No, I don't disagree with that, Matt. I think that Israel definitely had the higher strike output. It just seemed like such a close fight, and also just kind of a weird fight.
Yeah, it was a very weird fight, and a lot of people... Robbery Whittaker. That, Jesse, if that's not the headline for a story next week, I'm going to be fucking furious with you. I'm Matt Ryan. This is Brendan Sokler. We'll be here with you for a little while longer. Americon saying takedowns mean nothing if you don't follow up on them with a solid submission attempt.
Yes,
ground and pound.
Americon with a very good point that I believe Matt said as well. It's just, it's a weird thing.
Well, if this was a robbery, how about a trilogy fight?
I'd be okay with a trilogy fight.
Because what else? Right now, is it going to be Jared Cannonier? Do you think that they
you put
serve
him
up
and
Adesanya?
Vettori underneath the third fight of that, and then you bump one of them up if either gets injured.
So you basically do a mini tournament.
Yep.
I'm not against a mini tournament. Let us know in the chat what you guys think.
Yep.
Excuse me.
And another impressive UFC card. And I lose no respect for Bobby Knuckles.
No. If you lose respect for Robert Whittaker after this fight, you're a fucking goof.
And we'll fight you. In the street with mops.
Why mops?
I don't know. It seems intimidating. Ooh, it's wet.
Where are you getting a wet mop?
I mean, that's part of the threat. You don't know where it's been.
Zombie Teletubby saying Pride FC style. Yeah, why aren't there more Pride tournaments in MMA? You know what? Last year, I advocated for a freak fight tournament that our corporate overlords present. If you out there, the viewing public, want a freak fight tournament produced by us, please let our corporate masters know at MMA Mania, at Bloody Elbow, Vox Media, and the Scheckler Hat Removal Company.
Do we have, what would you constitute as a fun freak fight that you might want to put on there?
Dada 5000 versus Butterbean.
Great. Isn't Dada 5000 dead?
No, Kimbo's dead.
I think they're both dead.
No, I don't think Dada's dead.
If Dada isn't dead, I'm gonna do that shit.
Then you just replace him with Don Fry.
Oh, there we go.
Don Fry versus Butterbean. Book it.
That's how you make French fries. No. Butterbean.
Mark Baker, GSP versus anybody. Legitimately anybody. I don't give a good goddamn. Get him back. I don't care if it's for Bellator, PFL, Yama pit fighting. You know what? Let's bring back Yama pit fighting. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I want the Yama pit.
Yeah.
Someone get me the Yama pit. Jesse, buy me the Yama pit. Somebody call. You know what? I'll text Campbell McLaren right now. Get me the Yama pit.
Yeah. I mean, a big show of respect from Adesanya and Whittaker. I run it back. That's my personal choice. I don't know. Let us know what you guys think. Don Fry versus Tank Abbott. I'm assuming Tank Abbott. It just says Abbott. It could be Abbott and Costello, and I would have watched that as well.
Fair. I would watch that too.
Give me Don Fry versus Abbott and Costello in a handicap match.
Well, did you not see? There were handicap MMA. There's handicap MMA in there.
There was a 2-on-1.
Yes.
Was this in Russia?
Yes, it was.
I figured.
Shout out to Stanley Franklin Trilogy. Thank you guys for great content. See you in March. We will see you in March. We'll see you on March 5th for UFC 272. It will be Colby Covington and
This fuck? These fucking guys.
Jorge Masvidal. Jorge Masvidal. My brain is so
I knew the whole time.
Fucking cut up right now from dealing with everything so far tonight. But yes, we'll be for Masvidal Covington fighting in a 5-round pay-per-view main event for no title, which is a rarity. Like, that's really weird that that's actually happening.
Is the BMF belt not on the
line?
No,
the BMF belt is not on the line, which is
because
confusing.
Colby Covington's not allowed to be called a bad motherfucker. You don't have the credentials, sweetie.
But let us know what freak fights you guys want to see. Thank you, Marathon Refrigeration. We'll see you back here on March 5th as well. Brendan, your final thoughts on the night?
My final thoughts on the night was another fantastic night of fights, but a really fucking weird main event.
Yeah.
I want to see the third fight. I don't want to see that fight as the third fight.
No. I want to see the first fight as the third fight.
Yeah, like, there's a level of aggression that I want to see here, and much like I'm seeing in this hype package where Colby Covington...
The story of the next fight is really interesting.
Yes.
I like it. I like that this is how... I like how they're building this main event. I get it. I'm a fan of it. I just am not a fan of Covington's work style.
Yeah,
that's it.
I think that...
Thank you, Toker. Appreciate you, buddy.
He's a fucking schmuck. But the way that this is being built, the way this is being promoted, great.
Yeah.
Love it. But yeah, we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. We will see you back here on March 5th. We're so thankful for you guys for supporting us and being a part of what we do. Until next time, that's Brendan Sokler. I'm Matt Ryan for Stephanie Sotilli, all of the Fat Baby, and all of us here at Combat Culture. So long from the Garden State, and we'll see you back here on March 5th for UFC 270.